Welcome everybody. Thank you for joining me for Prospect to Profit, Video Lead Generation Strategies Revealed. I am Erin Smuckstein and I will be your guide through this exciting adventure for the next, I don't know, however long we go. Usually it doesn't take that long. But anyway, I'd like to let you know what we're going to cover in today's training. We are going to look at why using video is more than just a good idea, how to quickly create videos that convert, how you can grab top real estate on YouTube and Google in less than a day. Oh yeah, less than a day. And I'm going to teach you my 4x Pro video intro that converts finding leads the easy way. And then let's make sure to cover how to create streams of leads that don't run dry. Wow, that sounds like a lot, doesn't it? It sounds like a lot to cover in one session, but believe it or not, this is something that can be streamlined pretty easily. We're not going to get into extreme depth, obviously, in all these topics, but what I want you to walk away with is that there is a way for you to go find leads online, take them through, and find the ones that are your ideal clients so that you have buyers. But let me ask you something first. Tell me, do you go online in the morning and try to look and see who's emailed you back, or if there's any responses on any of the emails that you'd sent out? Do you wait for the phone to ring? Are you pretty sure that one morning there is going to be that call or that email that is finally the person that you've been waiting for calling you back? And this is your client, and this is going to be the stream of clients that you have been waiting for. Well, maybe you think that you don't have enough leads, or that you never are able to find the right people, or that if you spent more on advertising, that would be better, or more on promotion, or even that if your website just looked better. If you had better SEO on your website, if you had more engagement on your website, that would be your ticket. Well, those aren't necessarily the problem. Your website isn't the problem. In fact, I can teach you how to create leads without even having a website. And the fact that your phone isn't ringing isn't the problem. The problem is the right people aren't finding you. The problem is that the right people, the people who are looking for what you have to offer, are finding someone else. And if we can get them to find you, then you will start bringing in the clients and the leads that you want and making the income that you deserve. So what really we're talking about here is a way to transform your business so that you are getting more inquiries. This means taking your online self-marketing to a new level where we are not only increasing who's finding you, but how and where people are finding you. I want you to bring in more business, right? There's that word again, find. We want people to easily find you. If you are wondering how you can bring in more people, what if we could get them to find you first? Wouldn't that be great? You need more exposure online, and you need your name to pop up for multiple searches. We will talk about more of this later, what that means. But in order for you to do that, also, you need to gain some authority. So you want to be seen as the authority and the go-to person in your field. And if you don't, well, then maybe you want to do something else besides video marketing, because you can make a pretty huge impact very quickly doing video. We also want to increase your credibility factor, and you want people to find you on highly respected sites. You want to increase your wow factor. You want to be the person they go, oh yeah, I saw you. I saw an article about you. I know you. And there are ways to do that. So let's also make sure that you're finding your ideal clients and closing those sales. Are we going to do that all today? No, but we're going to get you a really good head start. So look at that. Laser focus your business. Laser focus to find people who want to work with you using these few key strategies. And that's going to turn into higher sales conversions, because if you're having less conversations with more people who are excited to work with you, you're going to be making less calls and making more money. So who can do this? Really any business that's focused on increased clients, business that want clients online, an independent business who knows that traffic is the way to get more people to find you. So really what we want is for you to get noticed, get your message in the world, and drive clients to find you. If this feels good, if this seems like the right fit, if you're excited to know more, give me a yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I thought so. Anyway, let me show you a little bit of the power of video. You'll notice this says video posted in 10 minutes on page 1. Yes, this is a review for a local hair salon I did. And you might notice that they do have their other listings on this menu, but look how beautifully the video pops out. Also, when you have a local business and people are doing Yelp reviews and things like that, you are going to want to make sure that you have the best reviews. And part of doing that is putting up some really beautiful videos that are going to help people find you. I've also done this with some funny experiments. I wanted to see what would happen if I could actually be the #1 video on YouTube. And guess what? I am. Now that says 141 views. Let me see if I can take you somewhere real quick. I kind of like to go with the flow on these things. Oh, I see. Sharing the screen. Oh, you know what? I guess I can't share with you. Darn, because this one has way more views now. That's too bad. I did take a screenshot today, but right now I'm not able to share that with you. So if you Google the #1 video on YouTube or #1 video on YouTube, you're going to see my little video pop up. And it's got about 1,200 views now. So that's not a million. No, it's not. But I also don't need a million. And I'm going to share with you why you don't need a million views. Of course, there is a strategy where you might want a million views, but you're not going to necessarily need them. Okay, we're back. Now, let me show you the difference between what I mean by optimized and not optimized. These are 2 videos I made. You'll notice they were updated. Uploaded on the same day to the same account. The first video I did, and it's optimized, and it has 913 views. The second video is not optimized, and in that same amount of time, it has 22 views. That's a huge difference. That's a huge increase. So imagine if I was using this video to actually drive people to my website to find me. I'm going to get a lot more people finding me with a video that is optimized and interesting versus one that I just kind of put up there. So if you don't know what that means to optimize videos, then you are actually not getting in front of the people you think you're getting in front of when you get yourself on YouTube. And I've started calling that, thanks to one of my clients, the field of dreams syndrome, right? If you build it, they will come. No, doesn't work that way, guys. On YouTube, you actually have to do something to make people come see your video. So let's talk about why video is smart. Let's get into a little bit of this. So you'll notice this, I ranked this in less than 1 minute, 56 seconds to get on page 1. This was for a conference that I attended last year. Page 1 in 56 seconds. Imagine if you had an event coming up or you were promoting something and you wanted it to show up immediately in search results. Video can do that. It is widely known that video shows up much more quickly into search results than others, and there's a reason for that. We also know that getting on page 1 is entirely important. If you notice, people tend to search out the thing that's on the top. So if you have the #1 ranking, people click on that about half the time. Can you believe that? And going to anything past the first page, which is the 10 top rankings, is only 4%. So looking at that, let's do some math. 94% 95.8, almost 96% of all people will find what they're looking for on the first page. So if you are not on the first page, you may not be getting found, right? If you proudly show up on page 2 or 3 of search results, people are going to have to look a lot harder to find you. And we also know that video increases your chances of getting ranked on page 1 by 53%. So what's interesting to me is that I didn't actually develop this by myself. I am one of the top speed rankers in the country, or actually in the world, based on the my interest in ranking videos and also my ability to rank them very quickly. And it's a wonderful little group of people that we have from all around the world, but really only about 1% of us, that's why we're called the 1%ers, know about these methods. And even in the video marketing world, there are very few people who know how to actually leverage video for that page 1 spot. And I didn't develop this just because I was sitting around wondering why I would. People had a hard time believing that I could actually rank videos that quickly. They were like, a woman came up to me and she's like, really? Page 1 with the video? Well, video ranking, why would you even need to do that? There's YouTube. There's way more than YouTube. Video is going to increase your sales conversions by 600%. If you've ever watched a sales page or gone to a sales page, almost every one of them will have a video because they know people like to watch video. You might be more like me and say, well, no, I actually like to read. Like, I get impatient sitting through videos. But the fact is, a majority of people would rather have a video on a page than not a video. Interesting, right? Even if they're not watching it, I think having it there and having the sound in the background as they go through and they're trying to make their decision whether or not to buy is extremely powerful. Not only that, it increases your know, like, and trust factor. People get to see you, they get to hear you, they get to know what you're about. So weekly blogs bring 5 times more traffic. Short videos increase sales by 86%, and infographics can bring in 21% more visitors than traditional charts or pictures. So you are going to want to be somebody who has constant update of material, new videos coming out, and graphics. If that sounds overwhelming, keep listening because there is a way to help streamline all of this. And last but not least, what I consider the best part of using video is it's easy and consistent. We can consistently get ranked on the first page for many keywords, whereas most web pages cannot do that. You're competing with too many big guys. So why is that important? Like, why does anybody care that video ranks or that making video is an easier way to rank? Well, I'll show you who cares. Google and their baby YouTube. Yeah. About 2006, Google bought YouTube. You probably know that because everything you have in YouTube is connected to your Google account or your Gmail account. But they bought it for, the small sum of like $1.6 billion. So you can imagine that they shoved a lot of money into YouTube. They love YouTube. Google wants YouTube to rank because if you go look at a video on YouTube, you are staying within the Google family and you are watching more ads, right? Right? Check that out. That's pretty amazing. But like I said, it's not actually enough just to have a video. What's going to happen is you are going to put your video on YouTube and you are going to wonder what's happening. Now, you remember Sai, who had more views than anybody. He broke the YouTube binary structure of how they counted views because he had billions of views. Well, unfortunately, most of us, in fact, half of us are never going to get over 1,000 views. And if you'll notice, what is that? 52% never get over 500 views. And we only take that to about 60% that even get close to 1,000 views. Almost nobody gets 1,000,000 views. That's 0.33%. That means less than 1/3% get 1,000,000 views. It is not something that happens to everybody. Yes, those are the ones that are thrown in your face. But for the most part, people using YouTube videos to do their business are not getting first page or not getting the millions of views. And that's why I say video alone is not enough. There's billions of people on YouTube's hundreds of videos being uploaded every minute, and there's 50,000 videos uploaded every day. So how are you going to make sure you stand out? Well, that's what we call the BizRank Pro effect. Now, I'll tell you a little bit more about my BizRank Pro and why I call it BizRank Pro in a little bit. But ultimately, the biggest wheel is we are going to get your videos optimized. We are going to make sure that people are seeing you so that you are getting massive web notice and building your authority and credibility. This can happen pretty quickly. This is a client that I worked with, and she had nothing on here before we started working with videos, and she took over the first page. When you do that, you start building your authority and your credibility. And you can do this by sharing your video. There is a strategy called, and the U in the middle is your video, where you build tiers of backlinks. And what that means is you embed, or you take your video and you put it on different places. So in this graph, you're putting it on about 5 different places. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, 6. 6 grays. Those are your tier 1 backlinks. And then you have your tier 2. And then you have a bunch of other sites, usually bookmark sites, pointing to the backlink, which points to you. A backlink simply means that there is a hyperlink. There's something like an embedded video of your video on a different site. So this might be sharing your YouTube video on your website. And then what you would want to do is share your Facebook and your Twitter website page, right? So you share your website page on Facebook, on Twitter, on Google Plus, wherever else, on LinkedIn, so that it's pointing back to your video that's on your website, which points back to your video. That's how you build online what's considered authority. Now, that is not authority where you are the person that is the go-to. This is how you get your video known. You also need to keep activity up on as many social networks as you can. You might notice several different ones of these here, but once you get your video, we're going to call it prolific, out, and so that it's seen by a lot more people in a lot more different ways, you become a ranking authority. And there's a way to instantly gain access to hundreds of ways to share your video, which include gaining media attention. And that would be a press release or doing article distribution. There are places where you can get 800 articles or more submitted per month. That's pretty good, but you need to write the articles. So some places, now, when you join me, you get a little bonus, which happens to be a press release. But when you do a press release, you get yourself seen on many media sites, which means your name, your video, because we're going to ultimately use your video to push your name into the world, gets more leverage. You became seen as an authority. So the number 1 video on YouTube shows up. You'll notice that is actually a web search as the top video. And our neck pain specialist is the number 1 under the head and neck surgery of UCLA. These are really powerful rankings. This is taking over the entire page for best neck massage Los Angeles. That's incredible. If you don't think she's the best neck massage in Los Angeles, I don't know who you're going to look for. So before we move on and I show you the 4 Pro method, I really want to talk to you about some of the big mistakes and how to avoid them. The first big one is, like I said, the field of dreams syndrome. Hold on 1 second. And that means you say, I have a video, I put it on YouTube, good enough. No, just because you build it doesn't mean anyone will see it. You need to be able to do the work to make sure that people see it. And part of that work is, ta-da, knowing how to optimize videos. And that is precisely what I want you to know about. The second big thing is the misuse of keywords. Now, you've heard of keywords, but I've noticed that a lot of people, unless they're specifically in the internet marketing world, do not know how to effectively use keywords. They either overuse them, they don't have knowledge of how to use their keywords, or they're really not in touch with what their audience is searching for. The thing you need to ask yourself when you are creating your search words is, what is the question that I have the best solution to? Isn't that a funny way to say it? What is the question that I have the best solution to? Start with that. And if I say, well, I do lead gen, you know what? That might be okay. Someone might be doing that. But the question they're asking is, how do I get more clients? How do I bring in more clients? And that's what I need to start with. I need to start with the big question. I need to start with, how do I get my website on page 1, or how do I get my business found? Those would be the questions I ask, or that would be the question. Those would be the questions that my ideal clients ask, and I am the best solution to. So try to start asking questions when you're starting to look at keywords. We're going to talk more about keywords, of course. So instead of trying to pack in the keywords of who you are and what you do, and it's all about you, make sure you're targeting keywords. Make sure you're using 5 or 10 of these and taking variations of them. You also don't want to keyword stuff, which means you're putting the keyword in over and over and over and over and over, and it's so unnatural that Google actually says, forget it, this isn't real. This is somebody trying to rank for words. We don't like that. It needs to be organic, even though we can get around that by being smart. Google won't like it if it looks like you're trying to rank videos or trying to rank your website. So you use your keywords within every 100 or 200 words. And remember, a video description should be about 300 words. So the last one is really doing nothing. You need to do something with your video. You need to be social with it. You need to share it, and you need to link to your video from your webpage, from blog posts, from Facebook, from Twitter, all these places. And there's a big strategy that's really nice, and actually a lot of people don't talk about, that I teach, which is a social strategy on YouTube. Now, real quick, I wasn't going to throw this in, but I will. When you are on YouTube, you cannot share an outside link. You can share a YouTube video in a comment, but you can't share another link. So you cannot go post your website link in a video comment, but you can comment with a URL from a YouTube. Okay, so what you're going to do, and you only want to do this between 5 and 10 times each day, because you don't want to be considered by YouTube as spam. They'll look at spam if they start seeing your video link in too many places. But if you pick 5 really active videos that are related to what you do, and you make a comment, you watch their video, then you like it, you make a comment, and then you post a comment with your video link in it, you are allowed to do that. And that will show your video to more people. Pretty cool, right? And totally easy to do. You can do that in like 10 minutes. And if you do that 10 times a month, you've now shared your video to, 50 to 100 new people. Or even more than that, because chances are more than one person is going to see the link. So that's pretty cool. You need to make sure to bring your video to the masses and make sure they know who you are. So the big secret is keywords. Yeah, we talked about keywords. There's different types of keywords. There are short tail, long tail, broad, geo, and I think that's it. What we want is to really focus on the long tail. The reason we want to focus on the long tail is because, well, the top 10,000 keywords only make up about 20% of all the search traffic. Do you see what I'm saying? The top 10,000 keywords only make up 20% of search traffic. Most people search long tail. Most people search long tail. A long tail keyword means it has 3 or more words in it, typically 4 or 5, like how to train my dog. That's 5. Most people are not going to put dog or shoe into their keywords. They are going to do things like a 4-word or a 5-word, sometimes 6, but you'll notice 1-word phrases and 2-word phrases are not used as much as 4-word phrases. Isn't that interesting? So when you're targeting your keywords, sorry, I keep getting interrupted. I'm meeting someone very soon. You want to make sure that you are using the kind of keywords that people actually search for. That's what I'm trying to say. You also get better conversions at a lower cost. So the descriptive, I like this graph a lot. If it was one phrase, it's shoes. That's very competitive. Lots of people sell shoes. If it's 2 or 3 words, which is still considered, not broad, but short tail men's shoes. Well, how about red Nike men's running shoes? Bam. Descriptive, specific, and you can target that. So look at this. We have gone through how or what it means when videos are optimized. That means you're using the correct keywords. You will learn more about title, description, and tags. And once you get this done, you now have the massive web notice by sharing your video, and you are building authority and credibility with things like articles, press releases, and so forth. So what do we do to bring the message together? We outrank them, and you create your own audience. You hook their interest fast, and that's what I want to tell you about now is the 4x Pro messaging. Pro, why I love it. I love the word pro. I love it. I love pro because it actually fits in so much. So actually my business is called Biz Rank Pro for Business Ranking Pro. Well, pro can be for profit. Pro can be for professional. Pro can be for program, procedure, progress, proclamation. There was a new one. Probability. There's so much. So that's why I like using pro. I just love it. So I turn pro into a way of messaging yourself very quickly so that if you do make a video, you can actually go make a video with this right now. In the first 10 seconds, you will be able to grab your prospect, which is the person that you are hoping the most is going to take the next step to buy from you or at least inquire more about you by using the 4 Pro. You're going to call out the prospect. That's specifically the person you want to work with, their main problem. You're going to proclaim your program or process. Don't you love it, the pros? And you are going to announce your promise. What that looks like, perhaps, is that the prospect are business owners in Los Angeles. Their problem is they can't get enough customers through the door. And what I'm going to proclaim in my program or process is that they stop wasting time on expensive ads and start investing wisely in a system that takes them through the entire process, I should have added, of getting new clients and keeping them. And the promise is you'll create a funnel of new excited customers, and you can implement this with ease. Now, to put that all together. Business owners in Los Angeles who can't get enough customers through the door need to stop wasting time on expensive ads and invest wisely in a system to take them through the entire process of getting clients so that they have a funnel of new excited customers that is easy to implement. I can work on probably the grammar a little, but do you see what happened? The 4 pros, and I'm able to put it into a sentence. I want you to look at this exercise in your own business. I want you to pick out some rather specific, and it could even be more specific. I mean, you could say men over 62, that's a prospect. With premature balding, that's not really premature if you're 62, but men over 62 with premature balding, that's a problem. Can use this four-part cream regimen. That's my process to start growing hair back in less than 2 weeks. I promise. Now, people often get stuck on the promise. They go, well, I can't really say that they'll make twice as much money in half as much time. You know what? You are selling a promise. You are not selling the 100% this will happen to everybody, but you need to understand you are selling a promise that will solve a problem. I do not have a cabinet full of weight loss supplements just because I have lost weight. No, but they promised me. The promise was that I would get skinnier. Now, if whatever, I actually do have some in my cupboard, Slim Fast or whatever. I can't even think of one right now. But if they were worried that maybe not everybody would lose weight and they couldn't really say that you'll get skinnier and feel better and have more energy, they would never be a business. You have to be comfortable with making a promise. You have to be comfortable. Okay? It's not going to be outrageous. It's not going to be something that won't happen to anyone, but you have to be comfortable with that promise. And then the work is up to the client. If you say this will be the best Italian meal you ever have in your life, you know what? Someone might come in and say, actually, that's the second best. Oh, so can you not say that anymore? I think you're going to get a lot of people who will say, well, actually, that was really good. So what I'd really like to show you is how I help people do this. And it's called the Prospect to Profit Mastermind Program. This is a training and coaching program combined. There is a lot of hand-holding. There are services that get done for you. And the best part is you get to learn how to do this yourself so that you will always be successful with your online marketing. Amazing. So let's start with what happens when you do the Prospect to Profit and start learning the video optimization piece. There are actually 3 courses that you get to blast your video training in the right direction. You get a full keyword masterclass. Not only do you find out what keywords are and what they mean to your business, but you find out tools you can use to make your life easier, how to target the right keywords, and which keywords to use. Secondly, you don't have to make an expensive video. You don't have to spend $5,000 or $10,000 on getting a video created. There is an entire thing. I love calling it Video Creation University on either one, how to get videos made for you so that you don't even have to do anything. 2, doing it very simply. And 3, how to structure it so that you are saying what needs to be said in a way that people want to listen. Pretty great, right? And then finally, the creme de la creme, the video optimization kit. This is the one that gets your video correctly optimized before and as you upload it to YouTube. Even if you've never even seen a YouTube account before, you will learn how to do it. And if you have one and it is thriving, you will be able to go back and take these techniques and make your channel boom. So what do we do to get you noticed? There are the traffic vault secrets. Now remember, I said that we have to get you prolific. We have to show you off to the world. So I'm going to teach you all my secrets, my traffic vault secrets, how to get the most out of your video, the sharing secrets, the easiest systems to get the videos out in the world, the backlink secrets, how to get other people to promote for you, embedding secrets, where and what to put your video on to get the most leverage, the social secrets, and the timeline and checklist. Now, you might be wondering, wait a second, where's the prospects in all this, right? We've been talking about all the middle stuff. Well, interestingly enough, you don't get to learn about where to find your leads until you know what you're going to send them to. It doesn't make any sense. Now, I can actually but I could offer you software that will just generate leads for you. And in fact, you can generate thousands and thousands of leads in a couple of minutes. I'm going to say 10 minutes because sometimes the software has to do a little bit of work to get there. But we can target leads and get them to you. But if you don't know what to say to them and you don't know how to bring them in, there's no point in actually having the leads. It would really be silly and it would actually not serve you at all. You would be sitting on this list of names and really it would make you feel perhaps inadequate, definitely anxious, and probably overwhelmed and a little bit scared because what are you supposed to say to all these people? You need to have your message down. You need to have your video message down and you need to feel comfortable talking about what you do. That's why we do this. That's why you get the Keyword Masterclass, the Video Creation University, the Optimization Kit, the Instant Traffic Vault with the Traffic Vault Secret Checklist, which is actually really cool. You just print it off and once you get the training down, which really you can do in an hour, maybe 2 hours, get the entire training. Once you do that, the rest of the process takes minimal time. But you don't just have to stop there. You will get weekly coaching calls with guidance and guess what? Unlimited email support. I will help you craft your message and craft your script so that you know that you are grabbing people in the first 5 seconds. And I'm willing to guarantee results. If you can't get your videos ranked, if you follow everything and you really put your effort in and you are not seeing what you want, I will do it for you. I guarantee results. I will also submit your video to over 140 sites for 2 months. Now that's a big deal. When you join, essentially, let me show you where this is. Everything, you're going to do your keywords, you're going to create your video, and you are going to optimize it. Once you get it on YouTube and you are confident and it's optimized, I will do all the other steps for you for 2 months. I will even give you 2 press releases. Now that's supposed to say 1, but because this is a great deal, I will give you 2 press releases. That means you will get your name out into media, at least 100 media outlets. Typically, we see between 150 and 300. And you can even learn how to get articles submitted. I might do it for you. We'll see. We'll see how the articles submission works. But if you're one of the first 20 people to actually get on this and really take action and know that you are ready to be seen by the world and get those clients in your door, you are going to want to take advantage of getting the articles. And there's a fill in the blank script. Plus, like I said, the hand-holding through the entire process and the unlimited email. So if you were going to do this individually, getting everything shared, meaning all the back end, which would be the embedding, the sharing, the indexing, the backlinking done for you for the next 3 months, that could cost you up to $2,997. The reason for that is that it takes a lot of work to get these done. And my rate is about $1,000 a month. You're also going to get the lifetime access to the lead generation software, which typically sells for between $747 and $1,200. Now, I know right now you can get it for $747. And if you really want it and that's all you want, I will give you the link to get just the software. But I guarantee if you don't know what you're going to say to these people and how to talk to them in order to bring the sales conversation into actual existence, it's not going to do you any good to have the lead gen software. So I would rather not just give that to you because I guarantee you're going to look at it and go, well, this is stupid. Why did I do this? if you take the time and you know that you want your business to succeed, then you will do the other steps first. And I'm giving these to you because I motivate you to get going. If you get your videos made and you start making them, they can be really fun to do, actually, and they don't have to be long. Like an article might take you 30 minutes to write or an hour, depending what you're writing about. A 3 to 5 minute video literally can take you 3 to 5 minutes. Maybe you have to fill in the script, which could take you 10. So in like 15 minutes, you have a video done and you're on to the next one. The value of all of this is well over $5,000. And like I said, if you wanted me to manage your campaign for the next 6 months, it's going to cost you $6,000. But right now, and this is the buy link, it's not going to cost you 6 or 5 or even 2. Yeah, this is crazy. If you go to bizrankpro.com, oops, that's supposed to be www.bizrankpro.com/4pro, get it, the 4 pros, you are going to have access to every module, the weekly coaching, the done for you distribution for 90 days, and guaranteed ranking, plus the complete guidance of the Keyword Masterclass, the Video Creation University, the Video Optimization Kit, and all my Traffic Vault secrets, with the weekly coaching calls and the software and programs to get you there faster for $15.97. That's it, $15.97. And this is 6 months of coaching calls. This is 24 coaching calls that you get. That's amazing, right? You are going to get so much support. It is going to be so worth your time to get on these calls and really get all your questions answered so that you are moving forward in a way that is easy breezy and no problem. Now, that is with the lead generation software. If you don't want the software for any reason, you can get all the training and everything minus the software, but you'd still get the bonuses. You get the bonuses for $12.97. So, really what I'm doing is selling you the software for $300. That's like a third of the price. And I was told by the developer that the price is going to be going up to about $1,500 very soon. So it's in your best interest to get it at this price. You can even put it aside for now. This comes with a license, a lifetime license, and lifetime free updates. Not every place gives you free updates. Plus, because I am in business with the developer of the software. Now, it's not my software, but it's one that I love using, that any updates that we find that we need, he will put in for us. Isn't that amazing? It's really cool. That's bizrankpro.com/4pro. And ta-da, just for signing up today, you will get the press releases. And actually I said 2, so that's not even a $297 value. That's like almost $600 value. And you're going to get a private phone consultation. What we can do in this consultation is basically anything you want, but I highly recommend that what we do is we map out what your first few videos are going to be. Actually do some of the keyword research together so you know, and you give me a sense of what your business is, and we will generate what your promises are. Now, I was working with a Pilates instructor actually the other day, and after she was talking to me, I said, okay, so you want to help people make the most of their retirement years, and you are a body movement specialist. And she said, oh my God, yes, that's what I do. I help people align their bodies. And she had a big, long explanation. I said, you are a body movement specialist, and you help people completely get rid of their pain. And she said, well, I don't want to say completely. Sometimes pain comes, sometimes it doesn't. You might not want to say the word completely. Okay, that might have been over, but being able to say alleviate pain or get rid of pain, you know what? Tylenol says that, and sometimes it doesn't work. Does anybody fire Tylenol? No, because everyone works different. But the promise is that the pain is gone, and that's okay. That's what I want you to get okay with, is it's okay to make a promise. Depending on your video and how closely we work together, I would be willing to send up to 1,000 views to one of your videos for you. Now, the reason we would do that is to boost and really bump up your video so that you have the credibility of being a video with it. One of those videos in the top 40%, or what do we call that? Like the 60th percentile that has more than 1,000 views. That really lends the credibility to your video. So what results can you see? More business, more exposure, more authority, a better position as authority, more inquiries, because people are going to know what you do and they're going to find out, and you are going to be the solution to their problems. You are going to find your ideal client and make better sales conversions. So here's what you need to do next. Go to bizrankpro.com/4pro. That's it. For those of you asking, and yes, I see, you may need a split pay. So I did it. It's bizrankpro.com/4pro with a -2. That's going to do a split pay for you, and that is going to allow you to pay in 2 separate pieces. There are options for both the sorry, I'm distracted again. Both of the with the bonus software and without. However, I don't see why, especially if you're in a business where there is a high turnover of clients, where you don't have somebody for years and years as a client, like a Pilates instructor might. You might be in real estate where really you need to continually generate clients. This is the perfect software for you to get. It targets Twitter, real-time Twitter leads, people on Twitter. It targets LinkedIn. It targets Facebook. It targets anybody who has a business on a map. So if you do things where you sell to businesses or you need to help businesses, you can find leads from Google Maps. You can also post just by searching. You can auto post answers with your information in it to any Yahoo question. Isn't that amazing? I've never seen anything like that. And do you remember I told you the strategy about posting a video comment with your video link in it on YouTube? Well, the software can automate that for you. It will search out the top 10 videos based on activity on those videos and views, and will automatically post your comment to each of those. So you do not have to search the videos out yourself and go write each one yourself. It's amazing. I use it for my own clients and I use it for myself. So that's it. I want to take this opportunity to let you know that if nothing else, make sure that you have your message straight. Make sure that you know who you are talking to, what they search for, and now go and use the 4Pro. 4Pro works great for elevator pitches, or I've sometimes heard them called ankle shows. You know, like in the old days when you had a long dress and you just show a little bit of your ankle, just a little, just to get the intrigue going. That can be your intrigue. It also can work for the hook on your sales page. In the training, I also show you how to generate, and you can do a Google search too, but some of my favorite resources, how to do any of the stuff that I'm going to do for you. You can do it for free, okay? There's always paid options, but my goal was to make this as easy and pain-free and inexpensive as possible. I have spent well over $15,000. Yeah, $15,000 on software and systems, and some of them work and some of them don't. And I talk about the ones that work and I talk about the ones that don't. There are some that I will never recommend. And the ones that I do recommend are ones that I use myself. So I did sign up to be an affiliate of some of these because I love them so much. So, you know, if someone's going to buy them, I might as well benefit, but I'm not an affiliate for anything that I think is crap. That would just be against what I want to do with my business. So please go over to bizrankpro.com/4pro, either the -2 or just the 4Pro, and make sure to get into the training because you can start today. You can start learning all of the tricks to get your video created, get the right keywords, and really make your visibility and your online lead magnetism blast right now. So thank you so much. I hope that you found this really helpful, and I really hope to see at least some of you in the members area. Got it? Right on. Take care. This is Erin signing off from my living room. Bye-bye.